PSW is a personal support worker, so they are an integral part of our nursing team here for sure at St. Francis Memorial Hospital. So essentially the PSWs are providing support with activities of daily living for all of our patients who need help to accomplish those activities, which might be transferring, toileting, feeding, grooming, bathing, all of those things.
They need to be kind, caring, and compassionate. They need to be dedicated. They need to enjoy working with people and getting to know people. They also need to be dynamic because they work with people from all walks of life, all different generations, and people with different conditions. So we don't just deal with seniors, we're dealing with people who have chronic conditions, people who are healing and getting better, and people who are wishing to palliate and die at home. So there's just a huge variety. So the personal support worker has to be a lot of things.
Opportunities that exist for PSWs could be in any of our long-term care facilities, hospitals, community programs such as Bayshore Home Health that go into the different programs. Some school boards are looking to hire PSWs to help support students in the classroom. So oftentimes people think that PSW is just looking at the elderly and working with the elderly, but it could be caring for children as well.
Personal support worker certificate is through a 9-month course through a college. Some of them are shorter, they just have the same amount of hours that are a bit more condensed. And then they do a clinical placement. They actually do a couple of clinical placements. They do long-term care placements. Some of them come to community. And in their courses, they cover everything from certain diagnoses to safe transferring to repositioning, palliative care. So that's really how people become a PSW.
So we have 2 intakes. We have a September intake and a February intake, and our program is 690 hours in length. So our program meets all of the same requirements of any college or private college program. And with the 690 hours, 330 hours are done theory and lab in class, where students are required to take and receive 70% for theory in the classroom and 80% for lab. There's a 2-week clinical placement under the direct supervision of one of our registered instructors within a long-term care facility, getting an idea and a feel for shift work and the difference between AM care and HS care. And then there's a 2-month co-op placement. Typically, it is in a combination of community and long-term care. However, with current restrictions, we're working with that, and sometimes it's just within long-term care, but we do expose through different projects, different opportunities that are available in community if that's what you would like. So within the program, it's a fast-track accelerated program. Within 5 months, students can graduate with your PSW certification.
Training for a PSW is actually pretty good. You go through, you learn a lot about the human body, you learn about various diseases and how they affect possible side effects, that kind of thing. You take CPR, you do certain labs, like you go into the college and you learn transfers and that for safe transfer of patients so that you're not hurting them or yourself. Even after you complete your PSW certificate, there are lots of different ways to go and various different education that you can pursue if you so choose.
I took training through the Catholic District School Board of Eastern Ontario. I guess about 2/3 in classroom, and then the other final third would be in practicum. So we would be working in, I worked in a long-term care home and a retirement facility, and you're just a sponge for information, especially if it's not something that you've come into. I come from a totally different background, so yeah, it was a lot to learn really fast, but it was done really well. I felt like I retained a lot of the things that I learned when I was done.
There's always room for growth in education. We're always providing more education to our personal support workers because things are changing and evolving all the time. Our mental health care needs in the community, there's addiction needs in the community, so we're always evolving with that to keep up with the demand that we have. We have lots of personal support workers who come to us and then eventually bridge and become RPNs, they become nurses. So I think if people like to be caregivers and they're interested in healthcare and that first step in that healthcare profession, the personal support worker is a wonderful program to be able to do that and explore those interests and really give back to the community while building your career.
I'm Donna Kalo. from Philippines. I'm a PSW at Bonnechere Manor, County of Renfrew. To be a PSW, the skills that you need to be successful, you love helping people. You have to be caring, you know. You have to enjoy what you do, and you're hardworking, and you really have to be effective, good in communication and writing and verbal and written, and also you have to be a good team player. You have to have initiative, and you have to be flexible.
First and foremost, you need to have a very, very, very good heart. You need to have that ability to calmly assist somebody, and you need to have that communication with that person, because you're working with a human, right? So you need to be able to talk with them and for them to understand you.
You're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to analyze the situation with the person, the resident that you're dealing with. See what kind of capabilities they have and what they don't have, okay? And then work with that with them. And you'll find that it's a much safer situation for you and the person themselves.
One of the main things is common sense. You know, you have to, if you're helping somebody get ready, you have to remember just all the common sense things. You want them to look good. You want them to have feeling respected their whole time.
You have to care about your clients. You have to be able to empathize with them. Observation is huge. Somebody may say that they're not in pain, but by their body language, by their facial expressions, you know that something's going on. Or it may just be that they're off. You've known them for the last 6 months, and all of a sudden they're really upset. There's something going on, and it's up to you to try and help them get through whatever it is. The other thing I would say is listening. One of my supervisors once told me that 10 minutes of standing doesn't equal 1 minute of actually sitting and meeting eye to eye with the patient and listening to what they have to say. If you can take 2 or 3 minutes to sit down and give them your undivided attention, you're going to learn a lot. And I think those are 3 of the most important skills you can have.
There's always a growing demand. I never stop hiring. I never take my job postings down. There is always a stream of referrals coming through. So there's a lot of job opportunities. And the great thing about community and about Bayshore is that you can work casual, you can work part-time, or you can work full-time. So there's a lot of flexibility.
We offer unique distance and online learning experiences. Students can study from wherever they're at in Ontario. Right now we have a project with Canadian Career Academy in the Renfrew Lanark area that allows students to work towards the career of a personal support worker. It's a really unique program because it allows individuals to maintain their family and work commitments while studying and working towards a career as a personal support worker.
I think Eastern Ontario specifically is, having grown up in Southern Ontario, and having lived up north, this is sort of the perfect balance between those 2 areas. It's like we have everything that we need, but we have some elbow room too. So yeah, the community is great around here. A lot of small communities. The fall fairs are still in full swing, and you know, a really great place to raise a family.
It's been, like I said, it's a second career for me. I've really enjoyed it, and we all want to be treated with respect, dignity. I really look forward to coming in and helping them out. There's no doubt about it.
Bayshore is a family. We are truly a family, and our clients are 110% our priority. Our workers are being taken care of, and it's truly a privilege to be working for Bayshore, and I feel very fortunate to have the role that I do in this company.
And the patients, when you're helping them in their home or in the hospital setting, they are so grateful to you. It's almost that you become one of their family members. They rely on you that much. And sometimes that bond that you build with them, that's where you really learn how best to help those patients.
We moved from the city 3 years ago to Calabogie, and we find that Calabogie is have everything we want. For me, Bonnechere Manor is my second home. The residents and the staff that I work with regularly are my family. I'm so fortunate to be here, and I'm very grateful that Canada has given me a chance to be here and live here, you know, and be able to have my own family and living my dreams. You just have to embrace all of it, you know, the beauty, the culture, and everything that Canada has to offer.